Hi, Corinne.
Hi.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss current market activity. A lot of people, they always ask us, so what's the real estate market like? So
Okay.
currently, I just want to say I can only describe the current real estate market with the history. So here's the history. Between like 2018 and 2020 before COVID, market prices, and we're talking about in Michigan, particularly in Ann Arbor proper, in other markets that run like Ann Arbor, like the Oakland County, the Birmingham, the Canton and Wayne County, Plymouth, Troy, Novi, all of those really aggressive Michigan markets between 2018 and 2020, the market was coming in at between 6 and 7% increase in prices a year, annual increases. And then in 2020, after COVID, and the year following COVID, immediately 2021, we were looking at 17% increases.
Appreciation of our homes, correct?
Yeah.
In what year did you say?
So that was COVID and the year immediately following COVID. So
Yeah, they're calling those the unicorn years. Have you heard?
yeah, if anybody asked me how was the market during those years, I would have said unbelievable.
Yeah, they were
Unicorn.
the unicorn
Yeah.
years. I think people might be thinking that they're going to see a 2 or 3 percentage rate again, and that it might be waiting. And the thing that I just tell them is that that's never happening again. Like unless something really crazy happens, like there's just no reason for them to drop it that low right now. So,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, I mean, they dropped it that low to save the economy.
But that's the reason why we had the appreciation
Yeah, and it went down like
at that level.
to 5%, um, back at the end of the recession. And I don't know if a lot of people who were new to the market at that time understood that the interest rates were on sale in the
When
sale.
are you talking?
What's that?
When are you talking? What year? COVID?
Um, I'm just talking about during the years that we had the interest rates at, 2.4. I'm sorry. Yeah, 2.4. It sounds like I said it.
Yeah, it
I
sounds
said it wrong.
crazy.
Yeah,
Right.
2.4, like the 4% interest rates. Like that was when the interest rates were on sale. Like they were on sale.
They were trying to save us because they thought that we were all going to go under because of COVID. So they were like, here, you guys, everybody buy houses. It's going to be good. It's going to be okay.
Even
Breathe.
even the years preceding that though, even like in the 2000 teens, like those the interest rates historically are going to hover between like a 5 and a 9. A 5, and we're not at 5 right now. But historically they're going to hover between that 5% and that 9%. Like the 18% was in the 80s, that was extreme, and then our 2.4s and 3% just recently that was extreme, but the actual interest rates on a long scale of more like, let's say, since the 1940s, our home interest rates are going to be hovering between like a 5% and
Yeah. Like I think that's
a
like a
9%.
6% is going to be our new normal. And I was talking to a cousin of mine this weekend. We had some people over and he said that they bought their house. Now this was back,
Now your whole family is in real estate. You should say that.
yeah, correct. And we've been
You're not
buying
talking
houses.
to a bunch of regular people. You're talking to a bunch of people in the industry. So go ahead. What happened?
Well, they bought a house for 18% in the 80s.
Mhm.
And they were saying like this people being freaked out. And I said, well, the youth or people that are in their 30s and 40s somewhat haven't really experienced a huge fluctuation like we've experienced in the last couple of years yet, right? And so we
Yeah, they
just
don't know
think
about
that's
that.
the norm, right? So I think that right now buyers are really excited about getting into homes, but they were wishing that there was lower interest rates. But if there was lower interest rates, then how homes would be higher. So
Right.
for
Okay.
me as a realtor, I just feel like no matter what, I'm always buying and selling and whatever. Like I'm not like looking at an interest rate and doing it because of that. I'm doing it because that's where I want to put my money. And there's a lot of people in my family don't put their money in real estate. They put their money in stocks and bonds. And so then that's their kind of
And
thing. And
money
they
market
never,
accounts.
what?
And money market accounts.
Oh yeah, they put things that are very kind of stable or in the past have had some stability. But with homes, like you're saying, they've been increasing all these years. So go ahead and continue with what's appreciation at today.
So I just want to tell you, I looked up what we were talking about a minute ago, and interest rates in 1945 were at 4.7%.
Beautiful.
So just it's some sort of a frame of reference. And if anybody watching today wants a record of historical interest rates, if you want to look at a graph or a chart of that, go ahead and put a comment below. Say, show me the graph. And I'll
Yes.
go ahead and message you and send you an email with more specific information, particularly to your location. Like if you're in Iowa, then you would need the Iowa information, things like that, because we're speaking specifically about Michigan and some of the more aggressive markets in Michigan: Kent County, Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, Birmingham, Troy, Novi. Okay.
And I just did a post that unemployment rates are historically low. People are working. And that's another reason why it's a seller's market right now, because there are a lot of buyers that have jobs that they can get approved for a loan.
And I'm sorry, Corinne, you had asked me a question. I don't think I answered your question.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Tell us what the appreciation rates are for homeowners today.
Yeah, so currently, so in the
Or
last 2 years, they were at 17%, which again was, good for you if you bought something at
or
that.
bought and sold within that time frame, because we had clients that did that. They
Yeah.
bought with us and then they sold a year later and made a ton of money.
But if you're trying to do that between something that you bought last year and selling it this year, it's not the same at all.
No,
Um,
that's a market.
Yeah, because when interest rates went up, we had a historic standstill in the market. So we sold fewer homes in that time than we did during some of the points in the recession when things weren't moving. So, and that was, after those interest rates went up, everybody just froze. Everybody went on pause. And a lot of real estate agents actually like left the business over the winter, or they joined teams to try to, get ahead. Anyway, the point being, the current rate of increase is 2.8%.
Which is still an increase. We're not
It is.
underwater
It
in our
is. And
home.
that's what I told people. I said, when a market shifts, it doesn't just like drop. It'll like level off a little bit, and then it'll go up just a little bit, and then it'll go down just a little bit. But if you stay in touch with a real estate agent, then you're able to know these things all the time. Like, you should have a realtor who's calling you and saying, "Hey, I just want to let you know the market is shifting, so you might want to make a new decision." And we're telling you that today. If you
And
are
there's urgency there. Yeah, there's urgency of, hey, this is the market has shifted. And so we know that information because we're working with people every single day. We're talking to lenders every single day. So we know what the market's doing.
So we'll just wait around for a minute and we'll see what happens this upcoming spring. But definitely, interest rates and price have an inverse relationship, as you like to say, Kren. And yeah, when prices go up, interest rates go down. When
We
price,
do a lot of hand stuff in Michigan.
yeah, we do. When prices go up, interest
Inverse
rates go down.
relationships.
But guess what? When
I
interest
live
rates
here.
go up, prices go
Go
down.
down. And so either you're going to buy with a high price and low interest rate, or you're going to buy with a high interest rate and a lower price. It's all going to work out. I mean, in the end, if you're willing to stay in a place and time it out, a lot of people just move because they have to move. And so a lot of this information doesn't matter because they had a baby and they need a bigger house, or there was a marriage, or there was different reasons, relocation, new job. We're not always waiting for the perfect time to sell, to move.
Somebody passed away. Somebody
Yeah.
got a divorce.
Yeah. Or we're
Somebody
combining families and we're in
retired.
love and we're starting something new.
Let's talk about those multi-generational families another time. But yeah, that's definitely another thing that happens, man. If you got a finished basement with a kitchen in it and a kitchen upstairs, you might have a multi-generational family planning on moving into your house, your kids, your parents.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that another one. But yeah, definitely at the end of the day, you just want to remember that the buying power of our population has not increased or decreased. We can all afford the same amount every month. Our well, a little bit less because of inflation. But I read today in the Wall Street Journal that where last year the highest inflation hike was 9%, today our inflation rate hike is at 4%. So that's half.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yeah, that's really good news. That's actually my good news for the day. That's what I've been emailing or texting people who are on my text chain to receive
Cool.
real estate updates.
Yeah.
And I've just been sending them like a screenshot of the Wall Street Journal, like good news.
Yeah.
But basically, what happens is because what we make a year is not increasing faster than the inflation
But
rate.
we're employed, so that's a good thing.
That's right. So we're yeah, because of that, we're not able to spend more on our homes every month. And the
No.
thing is, and the interest rates aren't going to change and the taxes aren't going to change. So the only thing that's left to change is the price. And that's why the price goes down when interest rates go up.
And in these markets that we're talking, we're still getting multiple offers. We're still, if the house is very pretty, we are
Right.
still going above list price. We're giving appraisal guarantees or any way that we can get these buyers into the houses because it is still very competitive in our area.
It is well, like, but you just said the key word though. If the house is pretty, because half the houses are going at an above list price, but it's not like 75,000, $125,000 above list price like we experienced last year, and it's more like
Still,
$35,000.
yeah, still 30, some like in Royal Oak, like they're getting 50,000, like out towards Northville, they're
Well, I
still,
mean, it is the niche neighborhoods, the really hot spots, like the best locations. You're absolutely correct. Things are,
yeah.
those are immeasurable sometimes.
Right, and the open houses are still having lines out the door and just like, so it's very competitive for buyers. And so that's why they really need to, although they're not having to pay their agent because the sellers pay the agent, they still need to be doing their research and make sure that they have the best buyers agent for themselves so that they
Yeah,
can.
somebody who understands. So when they do want to sell the house, they're not, you know, underwater. They're not, their house isn't worth less than what they owe on it. So
And
that
someday that might happen. We have seen the economy put us underwater at times. And so
so
I think
that's why we always tell people though to stay in their house for like 10 years. Because if you stay in your house for 10 years, you're always going to be okay. Or if you're in a college town or Royal Oak, which is a city that's in high demand, you can be on like you can be on that house and you can be on another house. You can have more than one house and you can rent the other one out and get some rental income there, which is another thing that we should talk about. All right, Corinne, I think that we killed it for today.
we're
Anybody
wrapping it up.
put them in the comments below. Thank you.
Hey.